Hey, what's up? It's JJ the Lonely Bull here in Da Nang. My last Sunday here in Da Nang, Vietnam, here at the Echo Green Coffee Shop, my usual hangout in the mornings. My guest I was supposed to have isn't going to be here today, so she canceled on me, but that's okay. What I'm going to do is open it up. So I'm going to put, first of all, let me know if I'm coming in okay, if the picture's good, if the audio's good. But here is the link to join me live if you want to join me live. Now, the only stipulation is be nice, be respectful, and you got to put your face up there. You can't just be a non-person. So let's see. We got Life in the Philippines traveler on. Good morning from Dumaguete. Do you live in Dumaguete? What's the topic for today? We'll get into that. Loud and clear. Awesome. Good deal. So, yeah, if you want to join the chat, or you can join the chat, but if you want to join the live stream, feel free. It's wide open today. It's going to be an open forum, but I think what I'm going to do is kind of, I've got two videos that are scheduled to come out this week. They're already on my membership page, so if you want to see the videos before they post publicly, join my membership, and it's only 99 cents a month, and you get access to my new videos before anybody else does. So that's your perk. And then once I start building that community, we'll start doing more things there. But right now we're just doing those videos early. Let's see. John says, sound is good. Picture needs some help. Well, that's just me. I have a face for radio. So, yeah, I can't help that. Life in Philippines says, yes, living here for 16 months. So how do you like Dumaguete? Because I didn't really like it. I've been there several times. But yeah, I didn't really like Dumaguete so much. So John says, joking, pictures fine, JJ. Yeah, it's as good as it's going to get, in other words, right? That's okay. I can take it. Yeah, I didn't really care much for Dumaguete. I thought it was just too much of a cluster. There's no easy way to get around unless you have your own bike. But if you're just staying there, for a while, then it gets to be kind of a hassle. Walking is treacherous because there's no real sidewalks. There's no real mall. There's no big, let me see. There's no Grab. There's no taxis. The only thing you have are the little trikes with the sidecars. And if you're tall like me, 6 foot or over, you got to hunch down to get in those things. And it can be, they don't even have jeepneys there. So it's just the whole thing was just, I think, a myth as far as, come to Dumaguete, it's the best place to retire. And I think a lot of people went there for that dream, at least my opinion. And it's not that great. The nightlife isn't very good. There's basically one bar, the Why Not? And you see the same people every day. So let me see what else is going on here. Let's see, house prices and land prices are getting like American prices. It's crazy. Yeah, I wonder why that is. I mean, I've noticed that all through the Philippines is the prices are going up and up and up. And I think, I don't know, and especially in places like Dumaguete. Yeah, she canceled. We have a content creator page on Facebook here in Da Nang that I'm part of. And I put on there, because I've had guests every weekend I've been here, so it was kind of cool. So I thought, well, I don't have anybody lined up. So I went on that Facebook page and I said, anybody want to come on my live stream on Sunday? And she was the first to respond right away. Let me, I want to do it. So I said, okay, yeah. I've never met her before. I don't know her. But at 8:30 this morning, she said, I have to cancel. I have to stay with my baby. Okay, I guess whatever. But but that's okay. We'll just move on and adjust. Let me see. I prefer Bacolod, more organized, like the driving. Yeah, everything's more organized in Bacolod. It's bigger. It's a bigger city than Dumaguete, but yeah, it's a lot more organized. A lot of expats are leaving now. Yeah, you know what? It was weird because they would go there, and because I think a lot of the YouTubers, like the founding fathers, so to speak, of YouTube, you know, Rike, Old Dog, Geo, they were all there. And then slowly but surely, and then others obviously joined, but those were like, I guess you could put those three. There's probably one other that you could put on the Mount Rushmore of expat vloggers in Dumaguete. But and then others joined later, but there were a ton of them. It seemed like Dumaguete was the capital of expat vloggers in the Philippines. And so it's like everybody's telling you how great life is there, and they kind of maybe put that false narrative into your mind, and so everybody started moving out there. And after a while, you figured out, well, it's not as great as other places. But if you go there right away, you don't understand. You don't realize that, oh, Bacolod or Iloilo or Cebu are better, you know. But, you know, you got to find that out for yourself. And then slowly and surely, people started leaving. You know, Rike left there. Geo's gone now. He's in Bacolod. And just everybody started leaving and started talking about what Dumaguete's really like. And then people started realizing, okay, maybe it's not for me. So they started leaving. So I was never in Dumaguete and never will. Sounds dreadful, to be honest. Yeah, you know, I call it as I see it, you know, and maybe some of the vloggers there in Dumaguete don't like me for it, but I just was never impressed. I had friends that lived there, so I went there to visit. I actually dated for a short time. I dated a girl that lived outside of Dumaguete, but I never had the desire to move there. And every time I went there, it was only for a short time, and I couldn't wait to leave because there was just nothing to do. And then there's no beach really in Dumaguete. You can go up to Darwin or those areas and kind of, I mean, it's not really a beach, but they've got good diving, and I'm not a diver. I'm not even a swimmer. So if you want to get to a nice beach, you just take the ferry over to Siquijor, and they've got nice beaches there. But back when last time I went to Siquijor, almost 3 years ago, the beaches that faced Dumaguete were dirty because, well, not the beach so much, but the water was dirty because all the trash that they dumped in Dumaguete would wash up onto the shore. So it got kind of nasty. So you had to get around the island a little bit to get away from all that. But yeah, it's not my cup of tea. Let's see. Johnny says, Dramageddon sucks. All the girls been run through there. Yeah. You know what? I want to make claim on the term Dramageddon because I did a video like over 2 years ago, one of the first videos I did in YouTube, and it was right after, let's see, I can't remember what the issue was, but there was a lot of stuff going on, a lot of vloggers fighting with each other. And so I called it Dramageddon, and I think I was the first one, or if not the first, one of the first to coin the phrase Dramageddon. And so I'd like to say it was me, but there was a lot of it. Not so much anymore because a lot of those vloggers have gone on one way or another. So yeah, so it's not as much as it used to be, but boy, it used to be pretty severe. Angeles City is another one of those drama areas with the YouTubers, but not as much anymore because a lot of those channels got shut down. Let's see, 97420 Empire says, do not buy, what? I got to get my glasses on. I can't see this. Do not buy RE. Once the China RE market implodes, everyone will be traced to. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea. But there you go. Life says, he's saying to Kiki, yeah, leave Dumaguete off your list for sure. There's so many other better places to go in the Philippines than Dumaguete. I mean, Bacolod's beautiful. I like that area, and it's got great food. That's the home of Inasal chicken. So if you want that real Inasal style grilled chicken, then go to Bacolod. Go to the street markets there and get it. Right across the way there is Iloilo, and then you can get on the ferry and go to Guimaras Island right off of Iloilo. And they're known for their mangoes. They got the best mangoes in the world there. Anywhere in Luzon. I lived in BGC, Bonifacio Global City, for 3 years, which is, I call it a bubble. And that's another phrase I think I coined, but it really is. And everybody gives me a hard time. It's not really the Philippines. Well, yeah, it is, but it's Western amenities, which is what I was looking for. And I wanted to live out in the province, I could go visit, but I never want to live in the provinces. I just don't want to live that lifestyle. So let's see. Xpizzazz says, I'm here on time again. Yeah, good. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Can of Beans, good morning from Los Angeles. Can of Beans, I think you're new to the live streams. I've never seen unless you changed your name. A lot of newcomers. That's cool. MV says, I think the glory days in the Philippines are over. It's very expensive. And now I say the dating culture there is really bad compared. Compared to 9 to 10 years ago. Yeah, even 2 years ago, it's different now. And I think a lot of it is because I should do a video on this. I've been thinking about it. Let me get my coffee over here. I should do a video on how expats moving to the Philippines has westernized Filipinas, because they really have. They've spoiled them. They spend too much money on them when they don't need to. I mean, don't get me wrong. Take care of your girl, obviously, but you don't have to spend Western money on a Filipina to make her happy. And these guys that are 65 years old and they find this 20-year-old and they think, oh, the only way I'm going to keep her is to keep feeding the pig, feeding money. And that's not the way to do it. And that's what's ruining Philippines dating, is expats with their ideas of, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And you basically spoil them and you westernize them. And next thing you know, and I've heard this from a lot of my friends, a lot of other expats that are living and dating Filipinas and living in the Philippines, they say, oh, my girlfriend comes to me and says, look, at this Facebook, my Filipino friend on Facebook, she's showing, oh, she got a Gucci bag and she's at this nice restaurant, and her foreign boyfriend's spending hundreds of dollars on her at the mall every other day. Why can't you do that? So it gets to be that way. So just be careful, guys. And maybe I'll do a video on that. I don't know. Life says, my advice to anyone coming to Philippines, go to Bacolod or Iloilo, way better. Yeah, I think those are good places, especially you can fly. I think you could fly, I think both, I'm not sure. Let me know if you're in the chat, Gio. Can you, or anybody that knows, are those both international airports? Because I know you can fly direct from Iloilo to, I think you can fly direct to Bangkok. I think Gio did last time he was there when he went to Bangkok this past month. But yeah, those would be great soft landings. That's what I would say. Just if you want smaller cities, but bigger cities, but not huge metropolitan cities like Metro Manila or Cebu, but you want something a little smaller, but not so small that it feels like you're in a province. then those two cities, Iloilo City and Bacolod, would be great soft landings for you. Let's see, Canabine says, I lived in the Philippines. The cities were terribly polluted, so I tried provinces. Yeah, and everyone was burning nonstop. Yeah, there's no regulations in a lot of these countries. I mean, in Thailand, up in the north, they burn their crops every spring, every January, February, March, and that smoke just hangs in the air, and it gets really, really bad, and it can go as far south as Bangkok or even Pattaya sometimes. Or you get that pollution in the early part of the year. So it's everywhere in these countries that have no regulations. Now, we always complain about, the U.S. being a nanny state, and they got regulations for everything. You got to wear a seatbelt, you got to wear a helmet, you got to do this, you got to do that. But then we come here and it's almost the exact opposite. And we complain about, there aren't enough regulations. So where's the happy medium? Let's see. Kiki says Epstein Island has been called. What's been called Epstein Island? Dumaguete? I don't know about that. Let's see. MB says I first came to the Philippines in early 2016, and it was way different. Some ways it improved, but other ways it has gotten worse. Like people addicted to apps on their phones. More unfriendly, passport bros. Yeah, I first came to the Philippines in 2015, at the end of 2015. Met a Filipina. She was an OFW in Hong Kong, and she had a vacation time over the holidays, over Christmas. So her and I met in Manila, and yeah, dating was different then. Not as many people on their phones. Back then, it was like not everyone had phones or access to the internet. So they had these places called internet cafes at these small province towns where you go in and you pay a few pesos to get time on the internet. And they would come in and that's how they would speak to their foreign boyfriends online. They would do that way. But now everybody's got a smartphone and everybody has online access. Wi-Fi and internet, and so you see. I think I read the other day or a while back that the Philippines is the most. How was that framed? That the country that has the most social media per capita in the world, and everybody has a social media account, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or even YouTube, and everybody's constantly on their phone. You can walk by, I'll be walking in BGC, big sidewalks, and I'll be walking on one side to try to avoid people, and there'll be somebody looking at their phone, and inevitably they're walking right at me. So you got to avoid them. But let's see, Thomas Rudy. Good morning, Thomas. Paul's Asian Adventure just did a video on Dumaguete. He made me think it is getting better there, other than the higher prices, so maybe not so much. Well, he's moved to Thailand, so I don't know. And he followed Gio, I think, to Bacolod first. I think, I'm not sure. I don't watch his channel, but from what I've heard, I think he moved to Thailand. He's living in Hua Hin with his girlfriend. She's either. I may be getting this all wrong. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say anything, but I thought she had a baby or they're having a baby or something like that. But I don't know for sure. But yeah, he's moved to Thailand. So I don't know what he's talking about, Dumaguete, but I don't think it's getting any better. If anything, it's getting worse. Paul's Asian Adventures has noticed 70% of expats are gone from the Philippines. 70%? I don't think the 70%. Maybe 7%. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad yet. Let's see. Life in the Philippines says Davao is way cheaper in land and house prices and rentals on land. Okay, I've never been to Davao, never been to Mindanao. I've heard it was a great city, Davao City, but it's really super safe, especially when Duterte was there. He made sure the streets were clean. But yeah, I've heard it was really nice. I also heard CDO, Cagayan de Oro, is a nice city in Mindanao, in northern Mindanao. So check those places out. Those also might be nice soft landings if you want to go to the Philippines. Let's see, 97420 Empire says, I have been calling it Dramageddon for 5+ years. Okay, so what started the drama there? That's what I'd like to know. What started all the drama in Dramageddon? MV says, I know that guy Ned from Philippine Dreams, and most of the expats are gone from Duma from when he arrived in 2013. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, see, first time I think I was in Dumaguete was in 2022. So I don't know what it was like before that. And I never met, I briefly met Old Dog, Paul. I briefly met him at a coffee shop one day. I just said hi, and he was having coffee and I didn't want to disturb him. I never met Rike. I know Gio. And let's see, Every Man Has a Story. I met him. He actually interviewed me on his channel. And then Mike's Philippine Retirement, I think it's called. I met him and his wife, Janet, just briefly at a coffee shop. We talked for a few minutes, half hour or whatever. But that's it. I don't know any other vloggers. There was a friend of mine. He used to vlog and then he stopped. He's from Denmark. His name is Matt. I think he actually started his channel up again, but it's a very small channel. And I don't think I've met any other vloggers there that I remember, but yeah, not a big deal. Let's see, Bacolod is my favorite due to the SNR store, like a Costco, can still buy American food, like if you're shopping at a Walmart. Yeah, and the prices are that price too. They're pretty high priced if you want to get American food in the Philippines. Part of the problem is the import fees, because I think, and I don't know for sure, I'm just assuming, because it's an island nation, it costs more to import materials here or there in the Philippines than it is some of these other countries where, like Thailand is landlocked, basically. Vietnam has borders of other countries, so I think it's easier to ship to those other countries from those other countries. So, but I'm just speculating. But the import fees are high in the Philippines. They're high in Thailand. They're high here in Vietnam. But you can find some pretty good prices if you look hard enough. You just have to know where to look. Let's see. Kiki and Jasmine says the problem with the Philippines is the really nice places are too much of an effort to get to. I'm going to put my island. Malapascua Island being a perfect example. Yeah, I've never been there, but even like El Nido, which is a beautiful beach resort, that's a pain in the ass to get to, because you have to take a flight into somewhere and then a ferry and then a bus and then a Jeep and then a trike or whatever, you have to, it just takes forever to get to where you need to be. Where like in Thailand, where I live in Bangkok, I can literally take a bus or drive to Phuket. Phuket's an island, but there's a bridge. It's probably less than a kilometer. I don't even know, between land. And so it's super easy to get to. And you can take ferries. You can fly into Phuket, I think, and you can take ferries to, it's pretty easy to get to, different islands like PP or I don't know. I just some of the other Koh Samui. Those islands are easy to get to, a lot easier than it is in the Philippines, and they're just as beautiful. The Simps Passport Bros ruined it, yeah, which has made Filipinos more hostile to foreigners. Yeah, I don't know about hostile, but I would say maybe hostile's too harsh a word. I would say maybe I don't know what a better word is, but they're not. They don't put up with like if you look on dating sites in the Philippines, and if they say I don't want a stingy man, you know exactly what they mean. They mean they want somebody that's going to spend a lot of money on them, and that's another video I should do. When you're on dating sites, look for the red flags. I kind of did something like that a while ago, but I might go do a deep dive on that, because that's exactly what you can read into a lot of what they say. Stingy, you know, like stingy means they want somebody to wine and dine them and spoil them. Filipinos are watching YouTube videos also. They're being educated and know more ways to scam expats. Yes, well, it's only a scam if you allow it to be a scam. It's the simps that are getting taken advantage of, and people like Filipina P, who talks about, she did a video a while back about, oh, you can go to jail, you get arrested for yelling at you or arguing with your Filipina girlfriend. Well, is she empowering Filipinas by putting that out there? I don't know. I mean, I'm just the neutral arbitrator asking the questions. So also, I think English language isn't considered cool anymore. There was a revival of Filipino languages during the pandemic on language TikTok. Okay, I don't watch TikTok, so I couldn't tell you for sure, but you could be right. I don't know. That's the main reason people go. Two main reasons people go to the Philippines, that older expats go to the Philippines. Number one is dating. It's easy. It was easy to date. Still is fairly easy. Number two is the English language. The language barrier isn't as great as in some other Southeast Asian countries. Although I hear Malaysia is pretty good with the English language. Iloilo has an international airport now, way cheaper. That's what I hear. Yeah, that would be a great place to fly into. Iloilo is like a Western city, a lot to do and see. Yeah, they've got it's oceanside. They've got a river, so they got a river walk there that when I was there, it was kind of dirty and wasn't nice, but I heard they cleaned it up and made it pretty nice. And then they got a couple of areas that are really nice. I like Smallville. Smallville's a little neighborhood, kind of like W District is in Bangkok, if you've been there. But they've got outdoor dining. They've got al fresco, outdoor dining. They've got a club. They've got live entertainment. They've got good food, different variety of food venues there. So it's kind of a neat area. Let's see. Hey, take a page out of the Filipino men's playbook. Run far, far away after you break up so she can't get you thrown in jail for arguing with her. Yeah, you may be right on that. Dumagetti. Canna Bean says, you think you're going to live over in Asia for many more years? Yeah, that's my plan. I have no plans to go back to the U.S. to live anytime soon. I do have to go back there. I need to sell my car. It's in storage. I'm only paying $25 a month to store it, but I need to sell it. I don't know that I'll be able to get back this year, because when I go back to Bangkok, I'm in Da Nang, Vietnam right now, by the way, my last Sunday here. I go back to Bangkok on Friday. When I go back to Bangkok, I'm signing up for Thai language school. And so that's going to keep me there for a long period of time, 14 months total. So as long as I'm doing well, if I suck at it, then I probably won't go the whole distance. But but I don't know what kind of breaks are in between. So I don't know if I doubt that I'll have time to go back to the US until that's over. So we're talking maybe late next year to go back there. But I want to sell my car. I want to get rid of the rest of my stuff in the storage unit, just get rid of those expenses completely. And just basically I've cut all ties with any expenses in the US. But my plan's to be in Bangkok for as long as I can. So education visa until I'm done with my classes, and then retirement visa after that. But you never know, because everything changes in Asia. I mean, visas change. It seems like every time the seasons change, the visas change. So who knows what's going to happen. So I just stay on top of things and see what's going to happen. I went to Malapascua in 2015 on my first visit to the Philippines. Absolutely beautiful island, nicer than Boracay, Bohol, etc. A tiny island at a very north tip of Cebu Island, then the ferry. Okay, I'd never heard of that, actually, to be honest. That's cool. I've been to Bohol. I've been to Alona Beach, and I thought it was okay. It wasn't great. I didn't think the sand was like here. The beach here in Da Nang is beautiful, white sand, and you got a long beach and a lot of room to lay out or walk on the beach, and the ocean's beautiful. I mean, what's not to love about Da Nang? No 911 emergency services in the Phils. Mark Thornton had a heart attack. Truck came, no oxygen or anything, just a meat wagon, very dangerous for those old guys. Yeah, if you live, that's why I will never live in a province, because of that very reason. Because if you, I think he had a stroke, not a heart attack, but I can't be sure. But you're right, it took them, he lived outside of Dumaguete, so I bet it took them over an hour to go get him and bring him to a hospital. And by that time, you know, with a stroke, that's not good. Yeah, that's why I lived in BGC, because St. Luke's Hospital is the best hospital in the Philippines, and it's a good hospital, and it was close. I could walk there in 15 minutes if I needed to. I could probably walk there quicker than an ambulance would pick me up and take me there, because in the Philippines, nobody gets out of the way. When there's an ambulance and the sirens are going, nobody pulls over like they do in the US. They just do their own thing. So the ambulance is stuck in the same traffic as everybody else. I think that's crazy, but that's how it works. Michael, hello. No Grab or taxis was all I needed to hear about Duma. Not a chance. I would ever even consider it after knowing that. Yeah, it's nuts. I don't believe that somebody can't go in and say, hey, I'm going to start a taxi service. Why wouldn't they do that? I don't know. Maybe they're just, I don't know. Maybe it's just laziness. Debbie Romarosa, hello, good morning. Morning, JJ. Glad to see you are doing well. We are still planning a BGC move in near future and going to visit again soon. We loved it and seems perfect for what we were looking for. Yeah, I thought it was great. It was great for what I needed at the time when I moved there for work, because I needed good, reliable internet. And BGC has all their power grid underground, so I never had a brownout issue. Always good, reliable internet. I was able to hire local staff that spoke English well. What else? And then, of course, all the Western amenities, and it was a walkable city. You could walk anywhere in 15 to 20 minutes in BGC. But after my job ended, I stayed there and retired. After a couple of years, it just got too small for me. And to move outside of BGC or to travel outside of BGC was just a hassle. So I wanted somewhere where I could have all the Western amenities, but a bigger area, and still the ease of travel and transportation. And I've been going to Bangkok for almost 3 years now, and I just loved it. So that was my choice, and I think I made the right choice. I love Bangkok. I miss it. Let's see. Life says Bud Brown is back in Dumaguete and vlogging again after 2 years in America. He's back with his wife. That would be the fourth guy on the Mount Rushmore of Dumaguete expat vloggers. It would be Bud Brown, Rike, Paul Old Dog, and probably Geo. Those guys. But yeah, it's funny. He's got to be 100 years old, right? Thailand is definitely easier to navigate around. That's for sure. Yeah, super easy. BGC or Bangkok is amazing. I love it. The train system, and now they've reopened that. What they call it, Thailand Butterworth train from Bangkok to Malaysia. So if you want to take a train to Malaysia, it's a long train ride. It's like 20 hours, but still you got a sleeper car. And that would be kind of a neat adventure, but they've reopened that. BGC even got cheaper since they kicked out 200,000 Chinese people, got deported. So finding a rental got real cheap there. I haven't seen it. I've been looking online just for the heck of it, just to see what the prices are. I haven't seen any prices going down. I've seen them going up, but I haven't seen any prices going down in BGC or Makati or anywhere in Metro Manila. I don't know. Traveler Same in Makati arrived here in July 2024. Way fewer Chinese in condos here, more Filipinos and Western foreigners to replace them. Yeah, but you know, with the Western foreigners, you know, they drive the dollars up. They, you know, Chinese and Koreans pay top dollar, but Westerners, they always like to bargain. So we'll see what happens. Because Filipinos can be very stubborn with bargaining. They'll leave their unit empty for months if they can't, if they're not selling it for the price they want, rather than drop their price, you know, 5,000 pesos and fill their apartment or fill their condo up and get monthly rent. They'll just keep it empty. They don't. I don't know why, but that's the way they work. That's the way they think. When I first got to Makati, was filled with Chinese. Now, not so much. Interesting. What's a 2-bedroom running for now? A 2-bedroom in BGC, you can't get it for under 45. I'll bet 50,000. A 2-bedroom, unless it's a cracker box, unless it's a 30 square meter 2-bedroom, which is basically you're living in 2 closets, not 2 bedrooms. 50,000. That's $1,000 US minimum. I would think that would be the minimum you could get. Open-minded is a major red flag. That is completely different meaning in the Philippines. Yeah. So what would? Yeah, because open-minded for us and open-minded for Asians are two different things. So in Makati around CDB, Legazpi, Greenbelt, can probably get a 2-bedroom for 40K. Maybe, I don't know. Let me look. I'm going to do a little investigative look. Hang on just a second. Oops, don't want to go there. Stand by. I got my phone. I'm going to look on Marketplace. And see what kind of prices. I also think it's harder for the older foreigners here because so many guys in their 40s and 30s and even 20s are able to live here long term. So Filipinos can be more selective. Yeah, it's getting that way. And you know what? Here in Da Nang, I noticed there's a lot more younger foreigners here. Now, I don't know if they're here long term or if they're just the backpacker type that'll be here a few weeks and move on. This is a very transient community, Da Nang is. I've noticed that. So, all right, let me see what kind of prices. How much do I want for my car? But it's a 2016 Mazda 6 Sport I or iSport or whatever they call that. It's got, I can't remember how many miles it's got on it. I don't know. I think the blue book is like 8,000 or something like that. But it's got some hail damage that I would, deduct from that. I just, if I can get a decent price for it, I'll get it off my hands. Mark Thornton stopped taking his medication for health reasons, for health issues. He looked extremely bloated for a period prior to his pass. Yeah, I noticed that about a few months prior, he was really bloated. He almost looked like he had like lupus or something. I don't know, but yeah, he didn't look good. Yeah, I don't know why you would, if you're on medication for whatever, why would you get off of it if it's something you really need? Never heard of Bud Brown. He hasn't been around for a while. I think I've heard of him. I've never seen his videos, but I heard of him only through other channels out of Dumaguete. He was like a legend. But the dude's super old, and he looks old too. He looks it. Mark was complaining the meds are very expensive in Philippines, so he cut back on taking them. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to live in my wife's province in Patong. Hello. How are you? Robert? Yeah. Oh, nice to meet you.
I'm one of your subscribers.
Oh, great. Yeah, thanks for subscribing. Oh, are you? So where are you from?
I'm from Las Vegas.
Oh, yeah? How long have you been here?
Been here 5 or 6 days.
Yeah, how you liking it?
Yeah, it's good.
I think we're just in the start of the rainy season.
Oh.
Yeah, so how long are you planning on staying?
My wife's in the Philippines right now, but she's
Oh,
gonna
she
be
is?
here
Okay.
in a couple days.
All right.
And then we're going back to Thailand.
Are you guys Filipino?
I'm Korean.
You're
She's
Korean?
Filipino.
She's Filipino?
Yeah.
Okay, great. We've been talking about Philippines all morning on our channel, on our screen. So
Wow.
what's your YouTube name so I know who?
I don't want to say that loud.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Message me later.
Okay.
All right. Nice to see you. Take care. Awesome. I love it when subscribers or viewers come up and say hi. That is the coolest thing. It's so humbling. All right, so let me look at. So here's a fully furnished in One Rockwell for 32,000 pesos. So that's about $600. But it's studio and it's only 27 square meters. So I would literally be running into myself living there, and it would be almost impossible if you had more than one person, if you had 2 people living there. Let's see. Here is a 1-bedroom in Salcedo, which is near what you were talking about, near Greenbelt in that area. Fully furnished, high floor, balcony, nice view, blah, blah, blah. 50,000. Doesn't say how many square meters it is, though. Oh, yeah, 53 square meters. That's not bad. 50,000, though. I had a 57 square meter condo in BGC, and I was paying 35,000 then. And that was in BGC, and it was a corner unit on the 29th floor. So let me see. Let's keep looking. Want to see if I can find a. So if you get out of Makati and BGC in that area, like Mandaluyong, you can find some decent They're not great looking. They're older units, but you can find some decent prices. Like here is a 1-bedroom in Aqua Private Residences. It's not a great area, but you get it's a 1-bedroom. It faces Rockwell, so you got that going for you. It's $20,000 a month, but it's only 31 square meters, so it's still kind of small for a 1-bedroom. Here is a 1-bedroom. Let's see, that is $35,000 for a 60 square meter, but that is in Milano, so that's not anywhere near Makati, I don't believe. If you want to go way high, Bayview Garden Homes. Not sure where that is. Oh, that's in Parañaque. That is 65,000 pesos. But it's 190 square meters, so that's a big, that's a family style place. So there, anyway, so you might be able to find some deals, but I don't know. I think I don't think the prices are going down anytime soon. See, open-minded equals investment in a sorry. Yeah. Sorry is a little sidewalk convenience store for those that don't know. Derek Stevens, it's me, Randy's World. It's me and Randy's World have good YouTube channels in the Philippines. Oh, I see. It's me and Randy's World. Okay. Don't know either one of them. I don't watch many Philippine channels anymore since I moved away. Look at the condo rental prices at the Hyatt Regencies in BGC. Really expensive even for a 1-bedroom. Yeah. Well, Hyatt Regency. Yeah. That's the tallest building in the Philippines. Mark went out with a bang. A beat down on some expat got him banned from a restaurant before he kicked the bucket. Yeah, that was in Ground Zero. He got in a fight. I don't know. He got in a fight with another YouTuber. I don't know. That's where it's probably a good thing a lot of these YouTubers are leaving Dumaguete, because that is probably the worst thing that they could do is go to Dumaguete. Paul Asian's Adventures is married and having a baby. Yeah, that's what I thought. And he moved to Thailand. Is that right? Moved to Thailand. All right, so I'm going to put this up again. Let's see. Hang on just a second. I'm going to put the link on, so if anybody wants to join live, you got to show your face. You're more than welcome to come on the live stream, since my guest ghosted me today. I had this Russian lady that was supposed to be on, girls, young, I don't know, she's probably in her late 20s or something like that. But I posted, like I said this at the beginning, but I posted on the on this expat community or content creator community on Facebook here in Da Nang that, hey, if you want to be a guest on my live stream this Sunday, let me know. And she jumped right on and said, let me. So she was the first one. So I said, yeah. And she messaged me 30 minutes before we went live and said, oh, I'm not going to be able to make it. So here I am going solo again. Feels weird. I haven't been solo for a month now. So that's okay. So what else is on your guys' mind? Boy, I didn't expect to cover the Philippines like this, but yes, right, yeah. But that's okay. Anything else on your mind? I'd love to talk about it. Nope. Let's see, what's this? Chat about the Thai language school. That is something I'm interested in. Okay, so, all right, so here's, I wanted to stay long-term in Thailand, but I was really hesitant putting in that 800,000 baht into a Thai bank account because I just didn't know. I feel hesitant about putting any money into a foreign bank account. But 800,000 baht is a lot. That's like $24,000. So I looked into other options, and one of the options was an education visa. But everything I looked at online says you have to be 50 years of age or under to qualify for an education visa. So I always thought, well, that's not going to work. But I don't know how I came across it, but I came across this Thai language school, and I contacted them, and they said, because I was going to do it anyway, I was going to learn Thai language. So I thought, well, even if I don't get the education visa, I can still learn the language. So I contacted them and went to visit their school and really liked their curriculum and everything, and the cost was good. And they said, you can get an education visa. I go, I'm over 50. She goes, that's okay. We've got a guy that's going to school here. He's 70 and he's doing it on an education visa. And so I looked up their credentials, and they're certified with the immigration department in Thailand. And I contacted 3 other schools, and every one of them said, you can get an education visa. So I'm thinking, okay, good. So when I get back to Thailand, I'm going to sign up for those classes, and hopefully that education visa works out. I'll let you guys know how it goes, but right now that's my plan. So it takes about 5 or 6 weeks to do the whole process of getting registered for class, getting registered with the immigration department, and getting your education visa. Getting your visas transferred from a Thai or tourist visa to an education visa. So what they tell me is, well, come in and then do your extension. Then you got 90 days. And I think you have to wait 15 days before you can extend. So basically, I'll have 75 days, and that should be plenty of time for them to do all the processing and all the work. So I'm going to do that. And then that's a non-immigration visa. Education visa is non-immigration. So I should be able to get a bank account. And I think the school can help me with that. And I'll find out, and I'll give you guys all the updates. But if I can get a bank account, then what I'll do is I'll just transfer 65,000 baht every month into that bank account for that 14-month period that I'm in that education visa. And then when I want to switch over to a retirement visa, I can show them that I've been putting 65,000 baht a month in a Thai bank account. Then I won't have to put the 800,000. From what I understand, if you can show that, you don't have to do the 800,000. So that'll be my way around. I could just put the 65,000 a month in, use that to pay my rent, utilities, and other bills. And then after that 14 months, I can show that and then switch that over into a retirement visa. That's my plan. Hopefully everything works as planned, but I will keep you guys posted on the process and the progress of that. So that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. So hope that answers your question, and I will keep you updated. So I enjoy my privacy and peace. Too much drama with the Dumaguete and Angeles bunch. Yeah. And plus those cities are kind of trash, in my opinion. There's so many nicer cities. And what I'm worried about is now all these vloggers are going to Bacolod. And I guess it doesn't bother me because it doesn't hit me personally because I'm not there. But now all these vloggers are going to Bacolod. Will Bacolod become the new Dumaguete of expat vloggers and expats going there? Who knows? So we shall see. I am intermediate in 3 languages, so why not make it 4? I want to speak their language. Awesome. Yeah, why not? I want to learn that. You know, I took German in school. I took 4 years of German because my dad was German. My mom's Irish, so that no school, you know, taught Gaelic, so I couldn't learn that language. So I took German, and I wish I hadn't now because I never use it. You know, I wish I'd taken Spanish because I could use that a lot more. But you know, whatever. But yeah, I would love to. When I was planning on moving to Japan, I started taking Japanese lessons, so I know a little bit of Japanese. I know a little bit of Thai, but I can't do a conversation. I know some words and phrases here in Vietnam, just enough to, you know, get a waitress's attention, order something, say hello, say thank you, say I'm ready for my bill, things like that. You know, in Thailand, I can say hello and thank you, and order food and tell the waiter how spicy or how not spicy I want it. Ask how they are, things like that. So just the basics. But if I start speaking to a Thai like that, they think, oh, you know Thai, and so they'll start trying to have a conversation with me, which is great. But I get lost after the first sentence, so I'm done. So hopefully this language class, these classes will really help me. I don't think you have to pay the 800,000 baht if you have sufficient Social Security. I'm not sure though, could be wrong. Well, from what I understand, it's you pay 800,000 or you have to show that you have put 65,000 baht in a bank account for up to 12 months. So you have to show 12 months worth of, and it used to be that you can get a statement through the U.S. Embassy to show your U.S. banks statements showing those deposits for 12 months, but the U.S. Embassy doesn't do that anymore. So there's no way to show that you are putting 65,000 baht equivalent into a U.S. bank account. So my plan is to put it into a Thai bank account, and then after my education visa's done, my education's done, then I can show them those 12 months, and that should be good. Fingers crossed. The same here. I started off learning Italian and then switched to Spanish. Yeah, you're probably smarter than me doing the Spanish, but hey, whatever. All right, so any other questions about education visa, language classes, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam? I mean, I'm here in Da Nang. Da Nang is beautiful. I love it. I'm going to do a video before I leave. I've got 2 videos coming out this week, and then I'll post one more before I leave, kind of my final thoughts about Da Nang. And I've been here. I lived here for 3 months this past, you know, the end of last year, start of this year. So I've lived here for a while. I visited a few other times before that. One of my favorite cities to come to. Would I live here long term? I don't think I could. I just think the beach is beautiful, but I would take it for granted at you know, eventually, and it wouldn't be special anymore. And even though it's a neat place, it's just not enough things happening like in Bangkok. So that's what I would say. I'm here for your language school journey. That's a great topic. Well, what other questions do you have about that? Because you know, until I get there, until I get signed up and stuff, everything's just speculation at this point. So hopefully it works out. Hopefully I'm not disappointed. But the thing is, I thought there's 3 levels of this school I'm going to, and there's level 1, level 2, level 3. And I'll just bring up my notes here so I can tell you what I'm doing. But I thought what I would do is I could do all 3. I could sign up for all 3 levels at once, and that's 14 months. And the cost of that is 33,000 baht, which is about $979, or you know, about $1,000. But I thought, level 1, level 2, level 3. What if I get to level 1 and I suck and I can't get beyond that? Or what if I get to level 2, but I'm not comfortable with level 3? And I'm thinking, well, level 3 is probably where you're learning the alphabet, you're learning to read and write. And it's like, that looks really hard because their alphabet is completely different from ours. Not even close. They have like 44 characters or something like that, and none of them look like ours. So I thought, I don't want to sign up for that whole thing, pay that whole amount, and fail. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just do the first 2 levels. And that's I believe 7 months, something like that. I think it's 7 months, and that cost is 8 months. That cost is 23,000 baht, or about $700. So I thought I'll just do the 2 levels, and then once I get through with that, then I'll do level 3, and I'll pay for that separately. And the cost is a little higher, but to do them separate like that, because you get a break point if you do all 3 at once, but it's not that big a deal. So I thought I'd do that. And then when I went in and talked to the person there at the school, she said, well, you can do level 1, level 2, and then when you're ready for level 3, if you think you need to do level 2 again, you can do level 2 again rather than level 3. So I'm thinking, that's cool. But I think I'll still do the 8 months. And then she told me, it's like, but you learn the alphabet and you learn the reading and writing right at the beginning at level 1. You learn it all at once. So you're learning consonants and verbs and pronouns and vowels and all that. You're learning it all right from the beginning. So I can't get around that. So, so we'll just go with that. But I think I'll do the 8 months first. And then, so what happens is you do, I got to bring my phone up because I did a screenshot because Gio in the Philippines was interested in it. So I sent him a screenshot of the pamphlet. And so here so level 1 they call elementary. So I'd be in elementary school again. And then level 2 is intermediate and level 3 is advanced. So level 1, vowels and consonants, phonetics and pronunciation. You focus on basics of learning the Thai language. You'll be able to familiarize yourself with sounds and tones used. And that's 120 hours. And so what you need to do, though, is you'll need to renew your visa every 3 months while you're in these classes. So you've got in all 3, if you do all 3 levels, which is 14 months, you'll be renewing your visa 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. 8 times in the 14 months. And so the cost of the visa renewals, which is in addition to the cost of the school, is about 15,000 baht, something like that, right around 15,000. So that's about $450. So $450 for 14 months would be 15 total because it kind of overlaps a little bit. So that's not bad. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. So take that for what it is, but I'll let you know how it all works out. Hopefully it works out well, and hopefully I can learn enough Thai to actually have a decent life there. I want to be able to have conversations. I want to be able to mingle with the Thais, and just to have a nice conversation, not just the basics. And I got lazy when I was in BGC. I was going to learn Tagalog or Visayan, but when you're in BGC, most everybody speaks English. So when you say salamat, which is thank you, they'll say, oh, thank you, sir, back to you. So they speak in English.
So it got to be, well, what's the point? So I just got lazy there, but I don't want to be lazy in Thailand because not as many people speak fluent English in Thailand. They do speak English, but it's not what it normally would be in the Philippines. Let's see. Let's get caught up with chat here. Says, I'm happy they have that kind of visa. Yeah, hopefully it works. Like I said, I'll let you know. Are you going to return to Da Nang again? Yeah, I'll come back here. I love it here. I was going to go to Cambodia when I left Thailand because my visa was expiring on August 1. So I had to leave Thailand. And I was going to go to Cambodia, but with the tensions between the two countries, I thought, you know what, I'm going to skip Cambodia and I'll just go somewhere that I'm comfortable with. I know Da Nang, hadn't been back for, since March. So it's like, oh, what the hell, I'll go to Da Nang. So I went to Da Nang and I love it here. It was so hot when I got here. I mean, it was the hottest I've been anywhere in Southeast Asia since I've been visiting here in 2015 and lived here since 2022. It was so hot the first 2 weeks I was here. Now it's cooler. We're in the beginning of rain season. It rained 2 days ago. It rained in the evening. It rained yesterday, most of the night. Rained this morning a little bit. So yeah, we're starting to get in that rainy season, but it's not so bad. Like it's a little overcast today, but it's not raining right now, and it's a little cooler. And so, so it's a little more pleasant to be outside. But when it's overcast, the ocean doesn't look as beautiful, because the ocean gets the reflection from the blue sky, so it looks so beautiful when the sky is blue and it's sunny out. But it's still just a beautiful, beautiful beach to be on. Usually takes 2 years before you can throw what you know. Start casual chatting fluently. If you have trouble, simple, never ever give up. Right, exactly. Well, a lot of it is just confidence. It's like, I know the words, but am I confident in speaking it? Because, I've got a guy I know pretty well, and back in BGC, he's German, and I haven't spoke German for, 20 years at least. So I try to speak German with him, and I can get so far, and then I kind of have to think, you got to get in that mindset of that German mindset and replacing words. And but it's all in confidence. And once you become confident and it becomes second nature, it's like muscle memory. It's like, if you ever played sports, football or baseball, and you're learning how to tackle, or you're learning how to run a route, or you learn how to get a ground ball or whatever, or pitch or whatever. It's all muscle memory, and it gets to a point where you're not thinking about it, you're just doing it. And language is the same way. And so I'm hoping after 14 months that I get to that point. I got a buddy in Bangkok, back in Bangkok, he's Irish, and he's taking classes, and he's only been taking classes for maybe 6 months. And he'll go into, we'll go to O'Shea's pub, and he'll order food or order a drink, and he'll speak in Thai. And it sounds like he's been doing it forever. So he caught on pretty quickly. So I'm hoping I can catch on that quickly. I'm hoping I'm not too old to learn. I failed Spanish badly in middle school, but I did not care. I stuck with it. Good for you. America is sleeping now. Yes, they are. It's 11 o'clock on the East Coast. That is my advice. It can be hard, but never give up. Yeah, you're right. Usually when I plan to do something, I stick to it. And this is my strategy. If I want to hit a goal, if I want to do something, I put it out there so other people hear it. That way it's out there in public, and then now it's on me to make it happen. So So I thought, I won't say anything about the language school until I actually do it. It's like, then I'm thinking, no, you know what? Because then I'm the only one that knows about it. And then if I don't do it, then nobody knows that I failed to go through with it. So that's why I put it out there on that video. I said, I'm going to put it out there. That way it's there. And now I've got that timeline basically. So no visa runs for a whole year. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the school schedule is. So this is what they told me. Once you sign up, they don't have definite start times for classes as far as dates when the sessions start. They have to wait until they get so many people enrolled to make it worth their while to run these classes. So it could be a week, it could be 4 weeks before the classes start. So, and then I don't know if they have breaks during holidays or what the deal is. I know there'll be like, I can take like a weekend break, like a 4-day weekend or something like that. You're allowed to miss a class here and there, and it doesn't count against you. So I can take like a 4-day weekend and, maybe travel to KL, to Malaysia, or travel somewhere. So I'll be doing that. But with an education visa, every time you leave the country and you come back, you have to re-register that education visa. So I don't know if that'd be worth the headaches or not. I don't know what kind of headaches would be to re-register. See, don't tell the Thai people convince you to eat live ants. Sorry, that is not for me. I've never seen anybody, Thai or anybody else, eat live ants. I've been to a lot of markets, street markets, and street food. The only thing live I've seen them eat are the tiny little prawn or shrimp that they put in a salad. So you put it in this little noodle salad or whatever, and they scoop these live shrimp in, and they're jumping out everywhere, and you got to eat them live. That's the only thing I've seen live that's been eaten. Now, dead bugs, they've got them all over the place. I ate a big, I don't know what it was, a grub. I was doing a video, this is a couple of years ago when I first started doing my videos, and I was in Bangkok and walked around, and these girls were sitting on at this bench eating this table, and they see me and they go, hey, and they're all Thai. And they say, hello. And they try this, and they put the stick up with these 2 bugs. I didn't realize they're bugs. I go, okay. And I look, and it's like, oh, shoot, it's a bug. So I did it. I ate one. It was okay. It was salty. That was it. It was just salty, crispy on the outside and gooey on the inside. And that's the first and last time I'll eat a bug. Not for me. Cannabine says, think you will ever move back to the Philippines or done with that? I don't think so, but I'll never say never. I just don't know. I mean, if I get a Filipino girlfriend, we get serious, I might, but I would rather her move where I'm at, because I just love Bangkok better. I just kind of, Bangkok's my home now, and I want to be able to travel all over Southeast Asia. I got 2 buddies that are in Europe right now. They're traveling all over Europe, and they want to know if I want to come. And I said, I can't really afford traveling all over Europe. I go, but if you get to southern Spain, let me know. Then I'll hop over there if I've got the time and I'm not in school, because I want to head from there over to Morocco and check out Casablanca, because that's my favorite movie of all time. So one of my favorites. So I just want to check out the city. I know it's nothing like the movie, because the movie was all done on a Hollywood stage, but just to say I was in Casablanca would be kind of cool. And I know it's not the safest city in the world, but I would do that just to say I've been there, just to check it off my bucket list. I'm headed to Da Nang in a week and a half. Oh, we're just going to miss each other. I'm leaving Friday, this coming Friday. I'll be back in Bangkok. So enjoy. You're at the very beginning of the rainy season. How long are you planning on staying, Flynn? because you'll be at you'll be in the beginning of the cooling off weather, but you'll be at the beginning of the rainy season, so it'll be touch and go there for a while. Kiki and Jasmine says, I have 3 years remaining on my contract. Big decision to make in 3 years. I'd still only be 65 years old in 3 years. Still too young to retire. No. All right, so I was in the same boat as you. So when I moved to the Philippines, I did it for work. I had a job offer with a online global university, and they were expanding in the Asian market. You may have heard this story before. So I took it because I wanted to live in Asia. I've been wanting to live in Asia since 2015. So I finally had the opportunity. So I took it, and I was living in PGC in the Philippines, loving it, making really good money. And after a year, my contract ended, and I was out of work. So I had the decision, and I was your age, Kiki, and I had the decision, do I go back to I couldn't find anything online. I couldn't find anything remote that I wanted or that I qualified for. So I would have had to move back to the U.S., look for a job there, and work till I was 70, living in the U.S. because of the expenses. So I said, screw it. Let me look if I retired now, if I could do it, and I could do it comfortably if I stayed in Southeast Asia. And so I did. So I retired early. So don't ever think that you're too young to retire. I look at it the other way. You're too old to live your life after retirement. So don't waste it. But everybody's got their own budget. Everybody's got their own expenses. So you just got to look and see what things are doing. Hi, Mai. You want to come on my stream? Mai's great. If you watched my live, was it last weekend? I did with her. She's a great gal. She's a family woman, very, very ambitious entrepreneur. She's married, she's got 2 beautiful young daughters that are just like the spitting image of her. But her and her husband are awesome people, and she's just really going at it. So if you haven't checked out her page, her YouTube channel, check it out there, My Abundant. Go ahead and subscribe to her channel. She's a great person, and I consider her a good friend. When I was in Da Nang last July, and it was overcast every day, water looked dark, nothing like Koh Samui or Phuket. Maybe I need to return when the sky's blue. Yeah, I'm there. I was here at the end of July, and now through August, and it was sunny most every day. It just started raining like 2 days ago. That's the first of the rain. So yeah, I don't know. I think somebody told me that the rainy season started late last year. So I don't know. Maybe. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, that's right. We're getting together tomorrow. You're going to interview me for your channel, so that'll be cool. JJ, being in a Thai-speaking country changes everything. I think you will definitely learn much faster there, living there. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if my hope is I can make Thai friends quickly. Right now, I don't have any Thai friends. I've got Vietnamese friends. I've got English friends. I got American friends. I got Irish friends, but nobody in Thai yet. So that's my hope, to kind of get that in my circle of friends, get some Thai people, and then I can just bounce things off them and learn off them, which would be fantastic. X-Pizzazz says, hi, Mai. "5:10 p.m. in Hawaii." Oh, that's perfect. Thanks for coming on, Derek, by the way. Phil's on. Good morning, JJ. Good morning, Phil. I heard that when you are on an education visa and you are getting a visa renewal, the immigration officer will ask you questions in Thai that you need to answer. Yeah, I heard that too. Now, I don't know if they do that like right away, but eventually, like if you've been in your school classes for 3-6 months or whatever, and you start renewing those, yeah, I heard that they ask you in Thai, which is kind of cool. I mean, why not? Periwinkles used to be popular in Ireland. Don't see many people eating them nowadays. I've heard of periwinkles. I have no idea what they are. By the way, Kiki, thanks for being a member of my YouTube community. Kiki is one of the founding members, Kiki and Jasmine, and it's only 99 cents a month to be a member, and you get to see videos before anybody else. There's 2 videos out there now that nobody's seen, but Kiki and the other members. So, and you get to comment on the videos early too. So, 55, not 65. Oh, you're 55. Oh, well, then it would be early. That'd be great. You'd have a great life in front of you then if you could retire early. But you wouldn't be able to get your Social Security yet. You'd have to have some other pension or your 401k or something, you know. Do like I do, put your 401k in an annuity and get a monthly payment on that. But you couldn't take that out at 55. You have to be 59 and a half before you can take it out tax-free. Otherwise, you get penalized. Alan retired in the Philippines. Hello, everyone from Kalinga, Luzon. Happy Sunday. Well, Alan, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate you coming on. Just turned 52 in June. Oh, you're just a pup. Hey, Bruce, thanks for coming on. Thanks for joining us. Eating live ants is fine. I respect the culture, but that is not for me personally. Ginsey channel, Brit who spoke Thai, ate live ants on YouTube channel disappeared. Yeah, I've never seen anybody in Thailand or any South Asian country eat live ants. Never seen it. So I don't know if maybe that's deep in the provinces and maybe the Isan area. I don't know. I'll have to ask Ern when I get back to Thailand, when I see her again. She's my Thai friend. I guess I do have one Thai friend. I'll ask her if they eat live ants. I don't know. That's never heard of it. That'd be hard to eat. How do you catch them? Alhambra Project. Dave says hi. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining us, Dave. Appreciate you coming on this morning. I keep hearing good things about Cambodia. I might give it a try someday. Yeah, I've heard some pretty good things. It's cheaper. I think it's one of the cheaper places to live. They use U.S. currency, so if you're coming from the U.S., you don't have to exchange your currency. You can use it there. I don't know about the language barrier. I don't know anything about that. I don't know about the infrastructure. It's definitely third world. From what I understand, from what I've heard from other people, it's once you get out of Phnom Penh, it gets a little rough to get around. But like I said, I've never been there, so I really don't know. JJ, I'm trying to say you can only learn so much from books when it comes to language. You need total immersion in the language and in a country speaking every day. Yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% with you. JJ, another topic. I am a TEFL certified teacher. So am I. I got my 120. So here's my background story. If you didn't see the videos on how I got here, basically, I met a girl online in 2015. She was Filipina, worked in Hong Kong as an OFW, overseas foreign worker, and her and I met back in December 2015 when she was on her holiday back in Manila, and we spent 2 weeks together. And I went back to the U.S. and my whole plan was I got to move to the Southeast Asia so I can be with her. And she was working in Hong Kong, so I was looking online and how to do this, how to find jobs, where are the jobs, where can I work, and the biggest thing was teach English over in Southeast Asia. It's a good career. It doesn't pay much, but you usually get everything paid for you. You get your housing, your expenses, food expenses, travel expenses, everything's paid for you. And so all your money you get, you can just pocket. So, but I needed to get a TEFL, which is a teaching English as a foreign language certificate. So I went online and I did the 120-hour, got my certificate, and started applying online and found this job. This company was going to hire me to teach English in China. And there were several places I could pick. So I picked Shenzhen, which is just north of Hong Kong. I thought this would be perfect because it's really close to Hong Kong. I can just go down there every weekend and see my girlfriend, right? Well, we ended up breaking up. So I still wanted to come. And at the last minute, I was going to send in that contract. It was a 15-month contract to teach in China. And at the last minute, I got a job offer in Louisville, Kentucky at a university there to be a director of admissions. So I took that. I took the comfort route, took the easy way out. And I regretted it ever since because I was just wanted to move to Asia so bad. So when this job came about at the end of 2021, when I was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, to move to Asia for this job, I jumped at it like that. I didn't care what they paid. I didn't care what it was. I took it, and the pay was really good. Obviously, it was really, really good for living in the Philippines. So that's how I got here. But that I do have my TEFL. I've never taught. I ended up signing up for Cambly, and I got authorized to teach on Cambly, but I never went live there. So I never did any classes, never did anything. I just have my TEFL. That's it. No teaching experience whatsoever. How are you doing, JJ? I'm doing great, Bruce. How's things with you? I haven't heard from you for a long time. What's your situation? Are you still married to your Filipina? Are you back in the States? Are you in the Philippines? What's going on in your life? If you want to share with everybody. JJ, the live ants is truth. They can run around a salad you eat. And they bit Jinzi's tongue, and I'm not at all disrespecting Thailand by chatting about eating ants. No disrespect. I don't think that's disrespectful. That's weird. So if you want to experience Thai salads like that, just go to a picnic in the U.S. and just put your salad out and wait for the ants to come, and then just have at it. There you go. I'm having a Thai salad in Nebraska. I just want to mention I am not disrespecting Thailand by chatting about eating. No, don't worry about it. No, I don't think anybody thinks you're disrespecting. It's a culture thing, and our cultures are completely different than Asian cultures, in the West. And it's fun to learn. Like I said, I've never heard of that, so I'm definitely going to ask Ern about it. Maybe when I interview her on my channel again, maybe we'll bring that up. We'll bring up some of the weird dishes that Thais eat that we would think are weird, and they would think they're normal. Phil says, I've been to Da Nang several times, so next month I'm heading to Nha Trang and Dalat to check out those areas. I found a nice 2-bedroom Seaview Airbnb for $20 a night. Awesome. Yeah, it's so cheap here. I've never been to Dalat or Nha Trang. I heard Dalat is a really neat area. It's kind of more in the mountains, I think, from what I understand. So it's a little cooler, kind of like a Chiang Mai maybe, only maybe not quite as big. But yeah, I need to go to those places. I get comfortable here. It's fun here, and it's comforting. I'm still married and had to come back to help my dad. I'm going back to the Philippines next month to stay for good. Good for you, Bruce. Congratulations, by the way. All right, there's the link if anybody wants to come on. put your face to your name. We can talk about anything. So my thoughts about Da Nang, like I said, I've been here several times, and I lived here for 3 months earlier this year. Really liked it. So I've been able to enjoy both seasons, basically. The hot season, which was just now, it's just cooling off, and the rainy season. Now, I guess the really bad part is like October, November, where maybe end of September, where the monsoons or the typhoons could hit, and it gets pretty bad. When I was here in December through the beginning of March, it was rainy almost every day. It was cool. It was like down to 60, 65 degrees in the evenings, and it was windy. It was very breezy, so it felt cooler, but it's a nice change of pace. But after about 3 months of that and constant rain, it got to be too much for me. So I don't know that I would live here year round. I think I would visit the different seasons. If I'm dying of the heat in the Philippines or in Thailand and it's December, I might come here and enjoy the Christmas break. Christmas was pretty cool here, even though it's a Buddhist population. They've got a Christian background here when it comes to Christmas. So you'll hear the traditional Christian Christmas music, like the hymns, the old Christian Christmas hymns. You'll hear that piped into the coffee shops and the restaurants and that. So it's kind of a neat feel. It kind of makes you feel like you're at home. Dave says, I missed your intro. Are you in Bangkok yet? No, this is my last week in Da Nang, Vietnam. I'm here at the Echo Green Coffee Shop. If anybody's here in Da Nang, feel free to stop by and see me. Yeah, I'm here in Da Nang until Friday, and then I fly back to Bangkok. So I'm enjoying. The sun looks like the sun's trying to peek out a little bit, so it's going to be a nice day today, I think. Dude, you don't look 65. Wow, you're holding up, man. Must be due to fitness. Well, I'm not 65. I'm older than 65, it must be genes. I don't know, but I've gained weight since I moved back. Since I've been here, I've gained a lot of weight. I've been eating really good. But I've been trying to lose weight. I've been trying to eat one meal a day. So they got such good food here at Echo Green. Their breakfast, they got this beautiful egg Benedict breakfast, or you can get the bacon and egg and avocado on a toasty. It's really, really good. Their lunch and dinner, I get the Philly cheesesteak. It's amazing. So yeah. 65 is the new 35. I wish. It is in the Philippines if you're dating, or it used to be. 65 is the new 25 if you're dating. We're getting close to the Burr months coming September 1st. Yeah. A lot of the Southeast Asian countries, that's when the rainy season starts in September, October, November, December, especially in like the Philippines. It can get pretty nasty in those months. I'm an older guy too, 100% buff. It took months and it was very hard to do, but I also did it. Yeah, I know X-Pizzazz. You mentioned that almost every live that I do. So I get you. You talk about my big tummy and you talk about your abs. So I get it. I'm definitely going to check out Macau sometime next year. It looks very impressive. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. It's kind of like it looks kind of like the Vegas of Asia. You know, they've got a lot of casinos there, from what I understand. But it looks cool from the bay. From Hong Kong, you can see Macau across the bay, or vice versa. Both of those looks really neat. So, yeah. Thanks, JG. You're welcome, Bruce. No problem. Not an issue. All right. So Da Nang. Yeah, I don't think I would live here year round. I've got friends here. The content creator community here is a lot friendlier than it is in the Philippines. It seems like the Philippines, they're very, I think they get jealous. And if they don't want you to be successful, if they're successful, they don't want you to share in that success or be successful. So they will start, when you start getting successful, they'll start making fun of you. They'll start dissing you, things like that. But here it's like, hey, let's help each other out. And it's very, very good community, I think. That would be the only reason I would live here long term, is because of that community in itself. And you can meet a lot of really decent people through that. I don't do casinos, just a sightseeing trip. Yeah, I don't do casinos either. I've been to casinos twice in my life. Once when I was married, went to Kansas City. And once when I was working in Tulsa. One of the employees at the place I was working had a birthday, so we all went out to the casino there, and it was fun, but I took 50 or 60 bucks, and that's what I'm going to spend. If I lose it all, that's it. I'm done for the night. If I win anymore, that goes into the second pocket, so I don't keep spending more than that $60. So. Let's see, are you talking about crab mentality? Which country were you referring to? Crab mentality. I'm not sure what I was talking about. Maybe he's talking about people trying to get out of Dumaguete or getting out of the Philippines. They're all trying to be the first one out. Not trying to make fun. Not making in front of you ever, JJ. Not at all. I was absolutely that too not long ago, and I know I can super easily gain weight. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I was in good shape when I was in Thailand, and I gained like 20 pounds pretty quick. So yeah, it's just it's not hard. It's harder to lose weight than it is to gain weight. But I don't fat shame anybody. It is what it is. I won't. Now I'll talk about, you're not going to have the opportunities if you're dating, if you're overweight. I talk about that a lot, but I don't point people out and say, you are fat, you need to lose weight. I don't do that. I don't, so Da Nang's a nice place to visit. I think Vietnam overall is super cheap. It's one of the cheaper countries I've ever visited or lived in. But Bangkok, you can live in Bangkok. Let's talk about that. You can live in Bangkok really cheap too. So I've got a small apartment. It's like 33, I think, or 34 square meters. It's pretty small, but it's sufficient for me because I got that when I had an apartment here. So I was paying for both. So I needed to cut back a little bit on those expenses. But once my lease is up there, I'm going to move into a bigger place farther up on Sukhumvit, closer to the central area. But $350 a month. That's what I pay, basically $370, depending on the exchange rate. And then I get free Wi-Fi, and it's high speeds, 500 Mbps up and down. Let's see, my electric bill has never been over $25 a month. So that's really nice. I eat street food probably 3 times a week. So I can go and have breakfast or lunch or dinner for 65 baht, which is about $1.40, $1.30. So I can eat a day for $5 a day for eating. I'll go, if I go to the bar, I'll have a couple pints of beer, and that's $6 for a couple pints. So that's probably my biggest expense is the beer, but I only go out, once, maybe twice a week for that. If I go eat Western style, you're going to pay, $10, $12 for a meal. Sometimes you can pay less. Like I can go to O'Shea's and have a nice egg, bacon, or egg sausage muffin breakfast for 99 baht. That's under $3 and it's huge. Or you can get a nice meal. You can pick like 7 different items. You get a Western breakfast at O'Shea's, and I think it's like 230 baht. So that's like less than $7. So you can spend as much as you want. I always say that you can spend as much as you want, or you can spend as little as you want. So you can do that. And once in a while, I'll splurge and do the rooftop bar and have a nice hors d'oeuvre and drinks, and that's going to cost me $20, $30. But I never really go all out, and I don't do the bar girl thing, so I'm not paying for that. I don't do the happy ending massages. So you can get a regular massage for 300 baht, which is less than $9 for an hour. That's a regular traditional Thai massage. But if you do the extra stuff, it's going to cost you a little more. But I don't normally do any of that stuff. So I'm pretty frugal when it comes to spending. So I don't really go all out. So you can live an easy life. Okay, ex-pizzazz. Yeah, I know you got abs. Whatever. I'm a little tired of hearing about your abs. I'm not that kind of guy. It all got very toxic after the lockdowns in the Philippines. That's what I perceived anyway. I think those lockdowns affected people dreadfully. Yeah, I wasn't there for that, but I did watch some of the YouTubers there in the Philippines when they did their daily thing. Yeah, it must have been rough to be there during the lockdown. Some people say it was horrible. Some people say, oh, it was the best time because there was nobody here but me. So maybe it was good, maybe it wasn't. I just got skinny shamed in the Philippines. We can't win, can we, Thomas? Don't you have anything better to say about the Philippines other than trash the country? You're not welcome here. Oh, whatever, dude. I just tell it like it is. Nobody's asking you to watch my channel either, I mean, that's what they say. Oh, the Philippines, they're the friendliest people on earth, until you tell the truth about the Philippines and then they attack you. It's like, dude, it's just the truth. Philippines is a great country. I love it. I lived there for 3 years. I don't live there anymore, by the way, Roland, so you don't have to worry about it. It's a great country. People are usually nice, most of them. I like and I love BGC. The women I dated are beautiful, but it's got their problems, and you can't just be an ostrich and put your head in the sand and ignore that there's issues with the Philippines, like a lot of countries have. You can't ignore it. You can't get mad when somebody points it out that, ooh, travel is really hard to do in the Philippines. Brownouts are common in the Philippines. Sorry, sir, unavailable is very common in the Philippines. You can't just ignore that and get mad when people are talking about it. You got to take the good with the bad. There's good and bad about Vietnam. There's the language barrier. That's can be difficult here in Vietnam. the weather can be bad, just like anywhere in Southeast Asia. Transportation can be an issue. In Ho Chi Minh City, they don't have the train system like they do in Bangkok, so it's really tough to get around in that huge city. So those are issues. Flooding in Ho Chi Minh City, there's a lot of flooding when there's a lot of rain. Cockroaches are everywhere, and they're huge in Ho Chi Minh City. Same with rats. So you just got to be careful. You just got to understand that there's good and bad. Thailand's got the good and the bad as well. So let's see. I've been living in Thailand for almost 3 years now. I average $1,200 a month when I am not traveling. It's a good quality of life at a great price. Yeah, $1,200 a month. That's good. Where in Thailand are you living, Phil? I'd be interested to hear that. Let me see. I missed a couple here. Have you ever had a girlfriend that turned out to be toxic? In the States, I've had plenty. Let me see. In the Philippines, no, not really toxic. No, not really. I've had clingy, like when you break up, they're still, oh, I miss you, I want you back, and that, but never where they've been like toxic or like they're gonna boil your bunny type thing, like you see in the West. I don't think I've ever had any, like you say, toxic girlfriends. Filipinas, to me, I think, at least the ones I've been with, they've been very loyal. I've never had a Filipina cheat on me. They're very loyal and they're very caring. They're very nurturing, and I think that's why it's perfect for an older expat to date a Filipina, because when you get older, they can become your caretaker. So. Let's see. Kiki says there's always one that has to get all emotional. Yeah, exactly. I'm winning every day. Thank you. I think you are too. Yeah. Always winning. Oh, you're in Jomtien. Okay. Yeah, I hear it's super cheap down there. And that's just south of Pattaya. And Pattaya is like the party beach city in Thailand. And Jomtien is a little more quiet. So yeah, that's a great price. $1,200 a month that's really good. My average is about $1,700 in Bangkok. That's my expenses. So not including traveling. You meet somebody online and they start asking you a question after a question and give you the third degree, and you figure out it's not worth it. She sounds toxic. Yeah, I guess I've met some of those. I don't really do those dating sites. I haven't for a while. So I go on the dating sites for research. So when I do videos about dating, I could use that research. But I don't really, the extent of conversating with someone online is, if I match, then I ask, what are you looking for? And they come back and it's one or two questions. Either I'm looking for a boyfriend or a long-term relationship, or their other answer is, I'm a freelancer looking for short time. So, and I can usually tell which one's going to answer which. Just before I even get the answer, I can usually tell just by looking at the profile what their answer is going to be. So I don't really get the toxic stuff. But give me an example, Dave, what you've come across. I'd be interested to hear what your comments are on all that. My coffee's cold. That's okay though. We're going on almost 2 hours and still going. We've got Tony 5 on. We'll keep going. This is fun. All right, so let's see. We're done trashing the Philippines. So who should we bash next? We could talk about the downside of Thailand. I mean, here, let's catch up here. Sometimes when she's toxic, it's because she finds you attractive. Okay, expand on that, Expozaz, because that's an interesting comment, and I would like to kind of have you get a little more in depth on that, because I think I know what you're getting at, but I'd like to hear what you say about that. I've heard the dating sites are full of AI now. I'd be very careful on dating sites nowadays. Yeah, okay, so as part of my research, I got on Tinder and I did the free, and I got all these, like the first day I got like 400 likes or something like that, and they're all beautiful. And I'm thinking to myself, I'll bet you 85% of those are bot profiles, aren't real. Probably 10% are freelancers, and the other 5% are real. And all these women are beautiful, right? So I did a 1 month for pay, and I was on for like 3 days, and they kicked me off the site. I couldn't sign on anymore. I'm going, what the hell? And they said my profile picture got rejected or something like that. So I sent in another one, and it finally got approved. And they said, oh, you're approved, you're good to go. But they canceled my subscription, which was good. They sent my money back, which was good. But now it's like I'm shadow banned. I got nothing. I get zero likes, nobody's looking at my profile, nothing. So my thinking is, okay, so when you first sign on, you get all these likes to get you to pay for the app, pay for the dating site. And then once you pay, they basically shut you down. And then they just feed you a little bit here, a little bit there. They give you some crumbs to keep you excited. But if you cancel, then they shut you down completely. So I got canceled, and they shut me down completely. So those initial 400 some likes or whatever it was, that was just to get me to pay. So that's Tinder, and I'm sure they're all like that. So yeah, dating sites are crap, in my opinion. There's a couple out there that are decent, but you got to kind of weed through a lot of the profiles to get to the real ones. We talk about India. I will try not to get emotional. I don't know anything about India, so young Russian girl insults me, but she secretly likes me and is afraid of rejection. How do you know she likes you if she secretly likes you? And if she's afraid of rejection, why would she insult you? That's where I'm not. See, my thinking is, so you got a girlfriend and she doesn't insult you, but she becomes toxic. And this has happened to me, and I guess you could call it toxic. She starts accusing you of, oh, maybe you like this girl, maybe it's like, oh, I'm busy working tonight, or I'm going out with my buddies for a drink, and then she'll say, oh, maybe you're meeting another girl. Filipinas are notorious for accusing you of cheating on them, and so maybe that's the toxic that I'm thinking of. It's like they start accusing you of cheating. They're very jealous. They're not trustworthy, and I tell you what, that's a deal breaker for me. It's like I can take only so much of that. At first, it's funny, but then it gets annoying, and after a while, it's just aggravating to a point where I'm not going to deal with you anymore. We're done, because every time I want to, do my YouTube stuff maybe, or go have a beer with a friend, you're thinking I'm meeting a girl. So that's it. So that's I think if we want to call that the toxic part of a relationship with a Filipino, that to me would be it. But it's Filipinos are clingy, and that I like clingy. I like girls that like to cuddle and hug and kiss and all that. But yeah, the constant accusing you of cheating, that's a little bit too much. Let's see, where are we at here? Did you feel that earthquake in Thailand that Thailand had back a while? No, I was in the Philippines. This was back in March. I was in the Philippines renewing my passport, so I wasn't there for that. But it was actually in Myanmar where the earthquake happened, but it was felt all the way to Bangkok, and there was some structural damage on a lot of places. My condo, when I got back, I'm thinking, oh shoot, I hope my computer is all intact and not on the floor in pieces or whatever. I got back and nothing was out of place, but there were some cracks, some superficial cracks on the walls, and they're going to fix that. They wanted to fix it this week. They contacted me and says, okay, we're ready to work on your condo, but we'll need you to move out in this spare condo while we work on it. And I said, well, I'm out of the country right now. I can't do that. So I'm thinking when I get back, my contract ends November 5th, my lease. I'm thinking when I get back, I know it's going to take a month to fix all the cracks in the drywall and stuff. And so I'm thinking it'll probably take a month of all this repair work. So I'm thinking to myself, why don't I tell them, because I want to move anyway, right? Why don't I tell them, hey, you can come in and fix my condo instead of moving into one of your other units and you're not being able to rent that out while I'm in there. Why don't we just end the lease, let me out of my lease early, give me my deposit back, and I'll move out right now. And then I'll be able to move. So we'll see when I get back, we'll see if they'll go with that deal or not. But no, I wasn't there for the earthquake. A lot of people are nervous about that. It's a 1 in 100 year thing. It doesn't happen very often in Thailand. Earthquakes are more prevalent in the Philippines than there. So if people are worried about moving to Thailand, but I understand. I mean, it was scary looking watching those videos of, you see those big, tall condo buildings with their rooftop pool, and the water's just sloshing off the side of the building, pouring down. That's a scary looking sight. And you had that one building collapse that was under construction, but it was found out later that it was bad steel they were using, faulty steel. So it wasn't the construction, it was the steel where they bought it from another country. So that was a problem. But yeah, that would have been scary. I don't know how I would have felt if I was actually there when it happened, because I'm on the 19th floor in my building, and if I was there, I might think differently. Somebody asked me the other day on commented on one of my videos or community page, how do you feel about living in a high-rise condo in Bangkok with do you still feel safe? And I said, hey, Robert, still going strong. And he goes, do you still feel safe? And I go, 100%. But I wasn't there when it actually happened. So who knows what I would feel. But you can get a low rise if you feel a little uneasy. I liked her back. India air pollution is so bad. That's the problem. Asia pollution makes Los Angeles seem like Switzerland. Yeah, it can be bad. I mean, Philippines is bad. Thailand's bad, especially during the burn season. You get all that burn smoke coming down from the north. So Bangkok can get really bad. There was a point in January when I was there. It was so bad that they said, oh, the BTS and MRT trains are free for the week because they're trying to get people to ride the trains rather than drive their vehicles. That way it would hopefully cut down on the pollution. So that for that whole week, I got to ride the train for free. It's kind of nice, but it was pretty bad. It gets bad once in a while, but the only thing that really affects me is my eyes start burning a little bit. But back then in January, I could feel it in my chest. It was a little hard to breathe at times. So yeah, it got kind of bad. I don't know about India. The way I know is she is the one who initiated the conversation. Little did she know that I liked her. Well, keep going forward with it, man. Don't give up. If she likes you and you like her, why not? Sorry about that. Trip with me 25 says, yeah, pollution has never been in control. There are many towns through at AQA of 30 or less, but people only go to Delhi, Goa, Mumbai. Yeah, and that's like Thailand too. I mean, it could get really bad. Before I get off this chat, please let me apologize. I will not bring up your hat. Don't worry about it. Maybe I'm just jealous. I have abs. You just can't see them for the fat. Because of the cool stuff is in Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, Varanasi. That's why people go to them. I was in Delhi in December. It was so toxic. Really? Okay. I have no desire to go to India. Now, when I was working at the university, online university, when I was in Manila, most of our teachers for the school, well, not most of them, but we had a lot of teachers based out of India. So I got to be the I guess you can call him the head or the supervisor of all the instructors in India. He would be on our conference calls, our management conference calls, and then he would be on our Asia conference calls too. When I would do the calls with everybody in Asia, so he and I got to know each other pretty well the year I was there. So I always said, "Hey, I'm going to come to India and see you." I can't remember where he was out of. Might have been Delhi, but I always wanted to visit him. But other than that, go see the Taj Mahal. Other than that, I have really no desire to see India. Nothing personal. It was never on my list. You're a good vlogger, man, because you can tell it like it is. No sugarcoating, a place to get views. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to. I mean, I try to keep it real, good and the bad. The last thing I want is for somebody to think, oh, it's Nirvana out here. I'm going to come out here because JJ said it was Nirvana and come out and they're disappointed. That's the last thing I want. So those jeepneys don't help the air pollution situation. Yeah, exactly. I heard they're getting rid of those. They're going to weed those out and get electric vehicles, which is kind of cool. But you know what? Jeepneys, it's such an iconic thing for the Philippines. But, put it in a museum, I guess. Or make electric, turn them into electric ones. During the burning season, if possible, head down to Krabi or one of those islands. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. India has absolutely no interest for me. Yeah, me either. I don't know why. It's Asian, but to me, it's like, I like that. I don't know. I like that Asian look of, Thai, Vietnamese, Japanese, Korean, Taiwan, Chinese, that type of look for women. That's the look I like. And Filipino to an extent. Filipino women are beautiful, by the way. Don't get me wrong. But I just like that look. Not so enamored by the look of an Indian woman, although they've got beautiful eyes. But other than that, I think, I go the other way. I like the Eastern Asian look better. That's just me personally. But there you go. Trip says, I hope all weed shops close in Thailand. It was terrible in Phuket and Krabi last time I took my parents there. Yeah, it got crazy. So I read a while back that there's 18,000, I want to say, 18,000 weed cannabis shops in Thailand. That's crazy. And they all opened up almost overnight. As soon as they made that, and as soon as they made smoking weed legal. I'm not a weed smoker, so it doesn't affect me one way or another. But I know I've got a couple of friends that do, and they love going to Thailand just for that. So we'll see what happens. Rob says, good morning, JJ. Good morning, Rob. Thanks for coming on. India still hasn't invested in tourism marketing. Yeah, interesting. You would think they would have something. You know, they got the Taj Mahal, I guess, which is, from what I understand, pretty amazing looking. I don't know what else they've got to offer in India as far as a tourist area. Oh God, intermediate fasting works, and with practice you can, okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what else India has to offer. Malaysia, I guess they've got some beautiful places. Indonesia's got beautiful places. They got Bali, but I hear Bali's like overrun with tourists now. I've never been there, but I don't know. Yeah, right. Yeah, I've never been to Bali. Anybody been to Bali on the chat? I'd love to hear what they think about it. If they've been there before and now, I hear it's getting really bad as far as just the number of people there. And I heard Pattaya. So I heard Pattaya got really bad. And not to make fun of a particular country that visits there, but I heard there is a particular country that's kind of overtaken the beach. I see these videos of they're all sleeping on the beach overnight. I don't know if there's any truth to any of that or not, or if it's all fake news. But I know, Phil, you live in Jomtien, right? What's it like in Pattaya? What are the beaches like? What's the scene like there? Love to hear that. Bali screams, when I grow up, I want to be Australian. There's a lot of Australian here in Da Nang. You'll be, and in Bangkok. I think it's just because it's a little closer. I don't see many Americans here. I've seen more Canadians here than Americans, but I see a lot of Australians, a few Brits, a lot of Russians, but mostly Australians and Brits live here more than not full time. But the Russians are kind of coming in and out. But there's a lot of Russians here. R.I.P. to Elvis. Died 48 years ago today. Long live the king. Wow, didn't know that. 48 years ago. Wow. 77? Is that right? Does that sound right? 77? 78? 77? Let's see. What I mean is you meet a Filipina girl online and she wants to know if you have been there and had a girlfriend and why did you break up? It's a no-win situation. Yeah. Yeah, true. That's one of the first things they ask you as a Filipina. Do you have a girlfriend? Or did you have a Filipina girlfriend? And why did you break up? In Thailand, it's like, when are you leaving? How long are you staying? Because they want to find out if you actually live in Thailand or if you're just visiting. Same with Vietnam. How long are you staying? Many Filipinas don't age as well as Thai ladies. I agree with that. Absolutely. Thai women. I talked to a Thai lady. She was 50. I don't remember, 52 or 54 or 57 maybe. I don't know. She looked like she was 30. It's crazy. Now they're not all like that, obviously, but India is overpopulated and polluted. Yeah. I've been noticing that Da Nang is very similar to Jomtien and parts of Pattaya. I don't know about Pattaya. Jomtien, yeah, I could see that. It's a little more laid back. There's really no adult area here in Da Nang like you would see in Pattaya or even Hua Hin has an adult area. They got Wonderland, so you can, they got these lady bars where you can buy lady drinks for the girls, and you can bar find them and take them home with you or take them to the hotel or whatever. They don't really have that here that I'm aware of. It's more of just a laid back tourist town, and it can be a nice family vacation. It can be a nice place for a family to live. I got a couple of friends that have families here. Bali is beautiful, but it's loved to death like most places. Something is cool for only so long, then everyone comes. Yeah, I'm afraid that's what's going to happen to Da Nang. So many people are talking about it, me included. I think that might be what might happen to Da Nang. And the price, that'll shoot the prices up because right now it's so cheap to be here. Americans were there from 65 to 73. They had enough. Yeah, I hear that. Jomtien is like 7 kilometers long with a sidewalk along it. There's pollution both on the beach and the water. Personally, I love to walk the area, but I don't swim there. Oh, okay. Yeah, it was nice when I was there. Been there a few times. The nice thing about this beach is they clean it all the time. They're always cleaning the beach, and after every rain season, they replant the trees that have been fallen over, or they replace all the beach that has been decayed away from the waves, and the high waves and the heavy winds, and that it erodes the beach away. So they replace that. So when I was here in February, they literally were taking sand out of the ocean and bringing it up to the beach and putting it in there. It's pretty cool, but they really take care of the beach here. It's really amazing. Filipino girlfriend I did. She was 100% fantastic, but I was too young and immature. Time to try again. Absolutely, try again. It's never too late. Obviously, the big difference in the nightlife is the nightlife, but I'm referring to tourists, amenities, and prices with a beach. Yeah. Yeah, you're not going to get, this is perfect if you're not looking for nightlife. This is a perfect place if you have a girlfriend, you want to bring her to a really nice location for a vacation. This is perfect because you got that beautiful beach. You're only a 40-minute drive south to Hoi An, which is another beautiful beach area, and it's got a great river district where they got all these beautiful architecture buildings along the river. They got amazing cafes and restaurants there. They got the festivals there, the Lantern Festival, and it's just really neat. And then of course here you can go up to Bana Hills and see the big bridge with the hands, and see the Lady Buddha up here on the hill. There's waterfalls, there's mountains here that you can go to. So there's a lot of different things you can do. If you're into hiking, this is a nice place to be. The river area is awesome too. So, check out Dragon Bridge at least once, put that on your bucket list. So there's a lot of things to do in Da Nang. But for me, it's just a little, not quite as exciting as Bangkok. So let's see. Phil says in this area there are a lot of Russians and European people. The Indian people seem to gather in downtown Pattaya. Okay, all right. Hey, Will, what's up? Checking in on the live stream as I have my other phone watching UFC main event. Okay. Okay, cool. That's another thing I like about Thailand and Bangkok. They've got two, not just one, but they've got two Muay Thai boxing arenas. And if you've never been to a Muay Thai boxing event, go to Bangkok, go to it. It's pretty cool. I think you'll like it. X-Possess says, hi, Will. Travels, what's up? Yeah, that's another thing I like. The live music scene in Bangkok is amazing. They've got so many really neat live pubs and bars and places you can go to watch live music. It's pretty amazing, I think. Gary KU fan. Hello, JJ. I'm new to your channel. I was in Jomtien, Nha Trang, and Da Nang and lost 24 pounds playing volleyball, eating healthy, vegan, yoga, and just got back to Da Nang. Might see you from KC, USA. Awesome. Yeah. You're in KCMO? I love that place. I used to live in Manhattan, Kansas. And when I was married, and our family would travel to Kansas City, Missouri every once in a while, go check out Westport and places like that. I'm waiting to do the tourist things here in Da Nang until my wife arrives from the Philippines in a few days. All right, Rob. Did you just have breakfast, Rob? Is that where you were at? Or did you go down the beach? Have you ever been to Hong Kong? I've never been to Hong Kong. I was planning on going back when my Filipino girlfriend was working there, but we broke up, so I never got there. But I want to go, and I was talking to somebody, might have been Evan from Evan A. I was talking to him the other day, thinking about maybe going there, because he's thinking about going there. So that's definitely on my list of places to go. I don't know if it'll be this year or not, but eventually I will go. All right, so we're at about 2 hours and 20 minutes. We'll go a little longer. I'm running out of coffee, and I'm starting to run out of voice, and I don't know where my battery is on my phone. It tends to drain pretty quickly. And let's see where my tripod's good because I got it plugged in, so it's charging. I got to get a new gimbal. So if anybody wants to buy a cheap gimbal, I'll sell them this one for like $30, $40. It's a good gimbal, but for live streams, it just doesn't have the battery length. It'll go about 3 or 4 hours and then it's done. Let's see, let's get caught up here. Thanks, Will. Good to see you. Hey there, Will. Love your channel too. Yeah, Will Travels with a Z. Check his channel out. I went to Lodi Mart and ate muncha and seafood spring rolls for $350,000. Yeah, $350,000. Woo! You are living the life. $350,000. Will Travels would be all over you for spending that much money on spring rolls. That's about $13 US, which in the US that's a good price. But they must have been really good, Rob. Gary says Echo Green menu looks great. Oh, it's fantastic. So I have a video coming out. If you're a member, you can watch it now. So check out my membership page. It's only 99 cents a month, but you'll be the first to see my new videos. But I do a food tour of all my go-to places here in Da Nang, and I go from 20,000 dong meal up to, I ate across the street here at Butcher's Grill. I had a filet mignon the other day. So and everything in the middle, from one extreme to the other, and all kinds of food, Vietnamese food, Western food, Thai food even. Place that's not on there that I ate last night. It's a newer place. It's I can't think of the name of it now, but it's a Chinese. It's over here on An Thuong 2, and it's a Chinese restaurant. And I ate there last night. I went through the rain. It's like half a block, and it was really good. I had the General Tso chicken, and it was really, really good. And if you like the Western Chinese buffets that you go to, that's probably full of MSG, you'll like this place. It was pretty darn good. I really enjoyed it. JG, you must be getting a little hungry at this point. Actually, I'm not yet. So I ate last night, and that was I've been eating once a day, and they gave you a lot of food. So I got stuffed with rice. So I'm chilling until I'll probably have maybe a midday lunch, and that'll be it for the day. So I don't think I'll eat here because I had their Philly cheesesteak the other day. I don't know where I'm going to eat today, but any suggestions? If you're still on, where should I eat today? Someplace I haven't been. Or where are you eating? So I'll come join you for lunch or dinner. You're all caught up, JJ. Thanks. I know Will blow a gasket, right? I know, right? Why would you spend that money? I'll go here. I'll have 20,000 dong for a banh mi sandwich here, and then I'll spend 30,000 for dinner and have bonnet, and then I go. He'll tell you how to eat on a dime. I mean, if you want to find out how to really live on a budget, go to Will Travels channel. He is really good at budgeting, and he can set you up. Thanks, JG. See you soon. Great channel. Lots of good info. Be back soon. Okay, Ex-Pizzazz. Have a good day. Take care. Thanks for coming on. You wear sunscreen in Southeast Asia, or just take it like a dummy, like most expats? I take it like a dummy. I don't get out in the sun that much, really. Just maybe walking, The key to enjoying the hot season in Southeast Asia is know where the shade is and find a breezy area. That's the key. I'm not a big believer in sunscreen. You look back at before sunscreen came out, how many people got skin cancer? And then when sunscreen came out and everybody was using it, all of a sudden skin cancer is huge. So call me a conspiracy theorist, whatever, but I don't believe in sunscreen. And I'm Irish German, so I'm fair skinned. So I'll burn, then I'll freckle, and then that's it. I'll peel, and then I'll be. But I haven't had a sunburn for a long time. I'll get darker. I'm a lot darker than I usually am. Like in the winter in the Midwest, I'm as pale as a ghost. I'm so pale, I'm transparent. But here I don't get out in the sun that much, so it's not really a big deal. Plus, a lot of places, if you go out in the ocean, they don't allow you to wear sunscreen. And I'm not sure where that's at, but yeah, they don't want it in the water. But in the Philippines, it's okay, I think, because they got tankers right there on the bay, docked in the bay with all their oil, their gas coming out. Hey, Gary KU fan. I eat less than 1,200 calories a day. JJ staying in shape, my friend. There we go. You ought to, Expat Pizzazz, just start your own YouTube channel, do a fitness channel. You can be You can be the who's the dude that always wore the tank top with the afro that did the aerobics. You can be him. You can be the new him because I think he's dead now. I've been averaging $1 million per day on food and drinks. So that's $40 a day. You are living life, but you're on vacation. So you can do that. That's okay. But that's the problem a lot of expats have when they actually move to Southeast Asia. They live like they're on vacation. They don't live like they're living there. So they blow through money really fast. Problem with the food is you got to burn it. Don't let it, right. I am pale too. We have a lot in common. You're the coolest, JJ. I'm having much fun in your live. Haha. Oh, Richard Simmons. You could be the Richard Simmons of YouTube. Or who's the old one? He was like the first one ever. My mom and dad used to watch him. Starts with his last name started with an L, like Jake something. I can't remember, but anyway, maybe somebody as old as me can remember. You're welcome. You are absolutely welcome. All right, all caught up. We're still going strong. Jack LaLanne, that's what it was. Jack LaLanne. He was like the first TV exercise guy. My mom used to watch him all the time. Jack LaLanne was his name. So ex-pizzazz, you could be the Jack LaLanne of YouTube. You'll have all these women on watching your YouTube channel, doing their little exercise with you. Gotta run, JJ. Have a great day. You too, Phil. Enjoy Jomtien. Enjoy the beach. That guy with the big tongue. Ooh, what? I'm not sure who you're talking about. Learning a language at an older age keeps dementia at bay. Right. Learning anything at an older age keeps dementia at bay. I lived in Bangkok for almost 15 months, and my wife and I spent about $2,000 baht per day on food and drink. So it's about the same. $2,000 is about $60. Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit more of my monthly income than I would want to spend. I usually spend around, well, let me see. So if I average about 1,700 a month for my expenses in Bangkok, let's just divide that by 30. That's about $60 a day. That's about what you were spending, $60 a day. So yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Jack used to live near me in Hollywood. Oh, hey, Mark. Thanks for coming on. I'd walk by his house and see him working out in his garage. Wow, cool. Yeah, Jack LaLanne. Yeah, that was his name. I remember Mom used to watch him all the time. Your channel is great, JG. Seriously, thanks. I appreciate that. From the band Kiss. From the band Kiss. Oh, Gene Simmons. Not Gene Simmons, Richard Simmons. Did I say Gene? I meant Richard. Jack LaLanne made it to 97. Wow, you must have been telling the truth about fitness. Absolutely. Well, back then, they didn't have all the crap in the food that they do now in the U.S. I hope they fix that. That's the problem. It's not so much what you eat, it's what they're putting inside the food that's killing us. So, yeah, I don't do any medicine. If I have to, if I absolutely have to, I'll go to the doctor or I go to the pharmacy and, get an antibiotic for whatever. But If I don't have to do that, I don't. The only medicine I take is for my allergies. I have chronic allergies, so I have to take. If I don't take my allergy pill, then if I go like 2 days without it, then I'm a mess. But other than that, ibuprofen once in a while. That's it. I don't do any medication. I absolutely have to. If I don't have to, and then the food in the West is just crazy bad for you. It's just they put so much crap in it. So let me make an observation here. So before I go back to chat, I'm just sitting here, and it's right. The Echo Green Cafe is right inside where the Echo Green Hotel is. So the front desk is here. The elevator is right up here. But I see people come and go. And then I'm outside. If I'm down at the beach at Paradise having a mango smoothie or whatever, or just drinking a water outside somewhere, watching people go by, the foreigners that are visiting here, they're mostly, I think they're Eastern European. They're probably mostly Russian, Ukrainian, but these women are beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. I haven't seen any ugly women. It's crazy. It's a great parade. I used to call it a parade down at BGC. We'd go to High Street and go to Wild West about 3:30 in the afternoon, sit outside drinking our San Mig Lights and watching the parade go by, because all the girls get off work about that time between 3:30 and 4:30, and they change their clothes out of their work uniforms, or if they went to the university, out of their uniforms at the university, and they would look so good. And we just sit there drinking our beer, watching the parade go by. There's my observation. I'm thinking of making Da Nang my home base, maybe 4 to 6 months, and travel Asia based on weather. Been to 15 countries in the last 2 years, including countries around the Alps. Da Nang, my favorite city now. Yeah, and it's super cheap. I mean, I was planning on doing that. I was going to stay here, half the year. But I decided to make Bangkok my home base and then travel here, because it didn't make sense to keep a apartment here when I could just come back here and rent something just as cheap on a month-to-month basis. So that's the route I went. I just did the apartment. When I come back here, I did the apartment or hotel, super cheap. But yeah, it's so cheap to live here, and it's a really nice place. Thanks for putting up with my having fun. Much appreciated, JG. You're a really good guy. Thanks. No problem. No need to apologize or anything like that. See you next time. Yeah, no problem. We have seed oils and everything here. It's really hard to find food without it. Not just seed oils, just the stuff they put in, the what is it? Just the chemicals they put in to make things grow faster. The steroids and things like that they put in. It's got to have an effect on especially younger kids, boys and girls, on their bodies. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I'm nobody, but it just seems weird to me. But that's just me. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be right. I could be crazy. I could be the lunatic you're looking for. All right. Anybody can name that song? That was back in my college days. That song came out. Let's see. My parents' neighbor is at 102 and still going strong. Wow, that's awesome. I won't get into politics because it will. Nope. Ex-possess, no problem. You don't need to apologize anymore. It's okay. No problem. Ukrainian women are very attractive and tall. Yeah, I've seen, and Russian women too. I said it would be hard to know which one's which if they're both here. If one was standing by the other, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference probably. It's all pretty much the same. I didn't have to show my paper e-visa at the Da Nang immigration at the airport. I was surprised. I had to show, so when I checked in immigration at Da Nang, I put my email on my phone. I just did a screenshot. I didn't print it out, and they asked me to see that. But all they did was look. They didn't look at all the information. They didn't see if my name matched my passport, see if the dates. All they did, I bet he didn't spend 5 minutes on it. And I think all he did is look to see if my name was the same as the passport. And boom, gave me the stamp, and I was good to go. I need to check to see. I have my passport with me. What the date is. I did a multi-entry, but I didn't have to show a return. I did a throwaway ticket, but I didn't have to show a return date. This is a new passport, guys. It's really cool. They've got the it's all plastic. It's hard plastic. It's really neat. I got all new stamps. Let me see I didn't look when they stamped it. I didn't look to see how long they stamped it for. I assume it's 90 days. They're all 90 days, right? So I came in on July 30th. Yeah, it's got let's see. Where is it? I hope they did me a stamp. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's 1/10/25. They just wrote it in there below the stamp. So October 1st, 2025. So I can come and go here. So I paid for the multi-entry, which is $50. If I just wanted to do a single entry, it was $25. But I was only going to be here a month and then go back to Thailand. But I wanted to keep it open in case I wanted to go back. And that way, it's $25 more. What the hell? And then I can come and go if I wanted to. So, yeah, pretty cool. That's why another reason I like Vietnam. You know, it's pretty neat. You're 100% correct about American food. Russian women in Nha Trang are so stunning everywhere there. Yeah, same here. I mean, I watch them go by all the time. But most of them are like these young, they're probably college age students, and they're with their Russian boyfriends or whatever. So they're with their guys, obviously, which is good for them. But hey, I just watch. Billy Joel. Yeah, there you go. You got it, Mark. You may be right. I may be crazy. But you just may be the lunatic you're looking for. It's almost always genetic that decides how long you will live. Yeah, I agree. Well, but there's outside forces because, you know, my mom died when she was 61 or 60, just about 61, exactly 1 month before she turned 61. Because she smoked and she got emphysema. My dad, as soon as she got emphysema, he quit smoking and he lived to be 85. But I think, you know, my sisters are well in their 70s. I got much older sisters than me. They're well in their 70s. None of them smoke, you know. I got one that's, you know, overweight, a couple that's a little overweight and diabetic, but other than that, yeah, I mean, if you just live an okay lifestyle, then the genetics usually take control. They must have updated their computers recently and now have access to the online e-visa database. Yeah, it could be. I got here on July 30th, and they asked me. So, but that's, you know, if you're going to do it online, you got to have their information. So you got to figure why you need to show them. They've got it online. So, but anyway, let me see. That neighbor never drank or smoked, vegetarian, and grew all his own fruit and vegetables. Never ate processed food. Awesome. But, you know, you see the opposite. You see these old ladies that, you know, the interview is like, I was born during the Civil War and I'm 120 years old and I smoke every day. And, you know, they live down in Kentucky or Tennessee and I drink whiskey and they're, it's just, you never know. It's funny. It's all God's plan. That's why I wanted to retire early when I figured out I could. Because I want to enjoy my life while I can. That's what it's all about, at least for me. All right, guys, I think we're going to wrap things up. My coffee's gone, my voice is gone. I got to order some more coffee before I get out of here. I super appreciate you guys coming on today. You know, we passed 16,000 subscribers last week. We're at about 16,034 now, I think, this morning. So we're still going strong. If you want to become a member, you get to watch my videos before anybody else. Kiki and Jasmine, he's a member. Looks like my phone is about ready to die, so we're going to call it good. You guys have a great time. As always, live life, my friend, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.